Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Zen here from Zen Multiverse, and I hope you're having a great day. So, a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but we, when we look at the poster of the Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, we do see a picture of Chthon, right? He is on the left-hand side, and he gives off the demon-esque figure. Now, this is completely parallel to the one that we do see in the comic books itself, right? When we're looking at Chthon and he's not inhabiting a humanoid based form. So, one of the things that I think I've been able to do is to theorize a plot, right? And when we look at the beginning of the trailer, we do see Doctor Strange having a dream or a nightmare of sorts. And this nightmare is representative of Defender Strange and also America Chavez, who is being caged up, which looks like um, he looks like he's being chained up by what seems to be the bands of Sidorak. Now, I'm not too sure about that one. That one is a little bit far-fetched, but the bands, it looks like it's a mummified kind of like red band, and this is the one that's very reminiscent to the bands of Sidorak that Doctor Strange does use, and he has used in the past movies. Now, where does the plot come in? The plot comes in where Doctor Strange does wake up, and then later on in the trailer, we do see this zombie version of Doctor Strange. Now, if we look at the facial structure is the same scars that he has in the beginning of the movie, and I'm speaking about Defender Strange, when Defender Strange is hurling through the portal that America Chavez made, and he has a couple of scars on his face, and these are the same ones that are parallel to the zombified Doctor Strange. So where does Chthon come in? I do think in the beginning of the movie we do see uh, Doctor Strange, he dies. At least this defender Doctor Strange. This is the one with the red insignia, and he has his hair in a ponytail, right? With the gray or white hair. Now, I think this version of him dies, but in the midst of everything that we do see here, right? In the trailer, we also see Christine, right? Dr. Christine Palmer, and she is the love interest of Doctor Strange. What I'm thinking is happening here, right, is that Defender Strange was about to marry Dr. Christine Palmer, right? Very different set of events that was about to happen, right? So he was on his way, but basically felt a rift, right? And this rift caused him to go save America Chavez. And when he went to go save America Chavez, unknowingly, he wasn't able to overcome and ended up dying. In the grief, right, of everything that's happening, I believe that Scarlet Witch, right, is helping Doctor Strange, our Doctor Strange, but she utilizes the Darkhold, right? And we know that the Darkhold is directly connected to Chthon, and Chthon is the creator of the Darkhold. Now, I think when they release some of the magic in order to help or fix parts of the multiverse, right? What ends up happening is Chthon is able to reach out. And he reaches out in two ways. He reaches out to Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch, but not only that, he tries to reach out to her and is not able to inhabit her the way he wanted to inhabit her, and ends up inhabiting the necrofied Doctor Strange. So the Doctor Strange that we see at the end is actually he's actually being possessed by Chthon. Now, why is he being possessed? How could he possess Chthon? Because Chthon probably gave him a kind of a Mephisto type deal, right? Basically, I will connect you back to your loved one if you do X, Y, and Z, right? And at this point, like anyone knows, a man will do anything for the woman he loves. So he makes his pact, but unknowingly gets inhabited by Chthon, and Chthon is the one who is slightly controlling that of Doctor Strange himself, right? So this is the theory that I have in terms of what's happening in terms of the plot. Now you might wonder, so where does the Illuminati fit into all this? Well, I made a previous video speaking about why Wanda is actually doing everything she's doing. She's looking for her sons Billy and Tommy, and because she's looking for Billy and Tommy, uh, she'll do pretty much anything for the ones that she loves too. But the Illuminati has Billy and Tommy because they seem to be abstract or errors or anomalies within the multiverse that should not be happening. They're not a universal constant. They're a creation of Wanda herself, right? So I think even though I'm kind of like going all around, let me just do a recap. That in the beginning of the movie, Doctor Strange is seeing visions of his variant self perish, right? And that is the Defender Strange that we see with the white hair and the red and black suit. Now, in the midst of all of this, prior to the events of him going to save America Chavez from this red type of beast, right? That seems like it's mummified in some kind of senses, and I'm gonna say that this is the Bands of Sidorak itself in a form, right? In a I would say in a monster form or anything, right? That during this time, prior to this, he he either got married to Christine or was about to get married to Christine, and he never, what I'm gonna go with is that he got married to her, or either or, it doesn't really matter, that he had to go save the world seemingly and saved America Chavez and ended up dying. Now, in his grief, he made a pact with Chthon, and the pact was directly related to him being summoned in some sorts by the use of the Darkhold between Doctor Strange and also Wanda. And the pact that he made is basically that, well, Strange, I will return you to your loved one if you utilize the dark arts, right? Which is basically the Darkhold in this sense, or just dark arts in general, right? Let me in and I will bring you to her. And he did, and this is why we get this zombified version. And it's not that it's zombified, it's more necrofied, because it's a dead body that's gone through the process of dying that is now resurrected by the dark arts, right? Which comes in the form of Chthon himself. And again, the reason why they were able to use the Darkhold is because they were trying to do some patchwork, right, to the multiverse. And the patchwork that was done allowed Chthon to kind of seep in, right? And he was already seeping in because Wanda was already using the Darkhold, and through that, she was being, in a sense, she was being puppeteered, right? Puppeteered to do X, Y, and Z because she wanted to find her sons. Now, here's the thing. I think there's either two events that are happening here. Either Chthon wanted her to believe that her sons were there, and that's why in WandaVision he made her hear those sounds of her son, or that she made the sons and the Illuminati has captured them because they are anomalies within the multiverse that should not be allowed to entangle with what is seemingly real, right? Or seemingly absolute, right? Beings are made through the process of birth and things of that nature, at least in terms of humans, right? And the way that they were created was through hex magic, essentially, right? Utilizing her Scarlet Witch abilities, right? Her chaos magic, if it was called that at that time. So I think that's what the plot is for the whole entirety of the movie. Now, I do think that we are going to see versions of the Illuminati. They're not going to be the same versions of each of the universes that we had already seen in previous movies. That they're variant versions of them, right? And do I think that there's a bigger plot to this movie coming up? I do think there's a bigger plot, but I'll save that for another video. This was more of the plot theory that I think it's happening, that a lot of people haven't really talked about. They talked about, well, Chthon is in the movie, but what does Chthon have to do with everything? And I think everything that I mentioned is probably likely to happen, just based on everything that's been connected. My only worry for this movie is that we speak about Westview, and also Billy and Tommy throughout the movie, but a lot of people have not seen WandaVision, right? So I think what they might do is give hints into what has happened, right, in Westview, just to kind of give a recap to people, right? I think even the movie might start off with like a big recap, which would be pretty cool. Otherwise, I don't see how folks are going to make the connection, especially when Doctor Strange does. Let's say that I'm totally wrong about the Billy and Tommy. Doctor Strange does mention Westview, right? When he says, I'm not here to talk about what happened in Westview. But you're going to have to mention it, right? Folks who have not watched WandaVision show on Disney Plus, which was really good. People said it was slow. I thought it was perfectly paced in order to understand why Wanda's mental trauma is the way it is. But let me know what you think about that whole entirety of the plot for Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, of course, I didn't get to the in-betweens, right? Or even the hidden plots. That was mainly the bland plot that we see throughout the whole entire movie. So let me know what you think about that. All right, team, this is Zen from Zen Multiverse, and peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, you already know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you all later for the next one. Later, team.